So she's like, oh, what do I get to sniff this morning? All right, let's start on our backs in Shavasana. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Happy New Year to you all. Welcome to block 5. No, block 1, week 5, 5 weeks. Oh my goodness, words are already tricky and we're just starting out. Come on down to your back. We're going to start in Shavasana today. If you have yoga blocks, fantastic. If you do not need them. I will demo and chat us through all of the things. All right, starting on your back, take those heels out nice and wide. Come on down. Take the arms out nice and wide as well. So we have a couple of options in your Shavasana. The goal here is to find stillness and just connection to the breath in the body. And just seeing if you can expand into that breath into your body. Focusing on the belly and the rib cage and the back body as well. Palms can be facing up or down. That is an option for you, whether you want to receive energy this morning or whether you need that grounding. Turn the palms downwards. And just taking a moment here to do a scan. How is the body feeling on this Monday? And just noticing if there's any tension or tightness anywhere throughout that body, and just breathing that energy and space into those places if they exist, which many of us have those little places. So trying to draw that energy, love, and space there. Taking 2 more cycles of breath as you are in this position, in this stillness. Just enjoying that expansion, enjoying that breath work. And then on your next inhale, draw it in through the nose and hold it at the top of the breath. Take a pause at the top and then part the lips and a nice big sigh out of the mouth. Draw the ankles to touch in the center of your mat. Take a big inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead, long body stretch here. Oh my goodness, that feels so good. Point the toes, reach those fingertips. Lengthen through that entire body. Take a big inhale again. Reach and point a little bit further. And then as you exhale, slowly draw in those knees towards the chest. Wrap those hands to the shins. So bringing in both legs. Give a nice little rock from right to left. Good. And then we'll release the hands from those legs. Stack the knees over the hips. Take the arms out to a T, palms facing down. Let the knees drop over to the right side. So a gentle twist here. Now for me, that's still a little bit hard for that left knee to come over. If you have blocks, you can put them underneath of the knees, or you can even extend that leg, top leg, left leg out. We want to make sure both shoulders are into your mat so we don't lift that left shoulder as we come into that twist. You can also take that left hand to the top leg to give a little bit of a gentle push down, just depending on how that feels for you. Take one more big breath in right there. And then exhale. Good. Inhale those knees to come back. Stack them over top of those hips once again. Take another inhale there. And then exhale those knees over to the left side. Another little twist to the other side. Noticing a difference from side to side. Maybe that side feels better. Option again to extend that top leg if that feels good. Option to take the left hand to the top of that leg. Oh, just enjoying that. Breathing into that twist. Take one more inhale there. Exhale that out. And then inhale those legs to come back in through center. Okay, lower your left foot down to your mat. Extend your right heel up towards the ceiling. Take the right hand, take both hands in behind that leg. Coming into a nice little hamstring opener here. We're not going to stay here for too long. We're going to get up onto our mats. Take one more breath in through that hamstring stretch. Maybe a little bit of gentle pull. And then cross that ankle over above the left knee, Push that right knee open, take a nice big breath in, lift the left foot off, coming into a nice gentle figure 4 here. Not staying again too long. Once again, just opening up through those hips, take one more breath in. Lower that left foot down to the mat, leave the right leg where it is, and then press through that left foot, lift the hips off of the floor. Okay, so just coming into a nice single leg bridge here, opening up through that right knee, flexing through those right toes. See if you can tuck the tail, lift the hips a little bit higher, taking one breath in right there. And then lower those hips back down to your mat nice and slow. Undo that right leg, pull both knees back into the chest, give a little rock from right to left. And we will repeat that sequence for the other side. Right foot comes to your mat, left leg extends, heel presses to that ceiling, flexing through those toes, a nice little gentle hamstring stretch to open up that back body. One more breath in. Good, and then cross that left ankle above the right knee. Open up that left knee, nice and gentle, lift off the right foot coming into your figure four. Grabbing a hold of, I didn't say this for the other side, you can wrap those hands through or just cradle knee and foot, whatever feels best for you. Take one more breath. Lower the right foot towards your mat. Good. Press the hands into the mat beside you. Press through those hips. Press into that right foot, coming into that nice little single side hip lift. Opening through that left hip. Woof. Feel all the feels. Take one more breath in right there. Nice job, everybody. Lower those hips back to the mat. Take those knees back into the chest this time. Take the hands in behind those legs. Rock along that spine. Forward and back a couple of times, making your way up to seated. Okay, we've made it here. We've made it here. Crossing those legs. In whatever position feels good for you, take a big breath in. Reach the arms all the way up overhead. Palms touch, exhale, hands down towards heart center. Good, we're gonna do that 2 more times. Big breath in. Sit nice and tall. Touch the palms at the top. Exhale to heart center. One more time here. Big breath in. All the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart center, and then just give yourself a little pause there. Okay, close the eyes. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Sit nice and proud. Making an intention or setting an intention for yourself this morning for your practice. We are super surrounded with new year, new you, all of the things in a January, beginning of the year month. My goal this year is to slow down. So enjoying those slow moments and those pauses versus the hustle and the rush and the grind of all the things. Maybe that's relatable to you. Let's take one more big breath in, open the eyes, sweep the arms all the way up once again. This time as you exhale, we're gonna rotate to the right, coming into a nice little twist. Left hand hooks to that right knee, right hand comes in behind you, lengthen through the spine to come into that twist. As you exhale, maybe you can twist a little bit deeper. Good, on your next inhale, sweep the arms all the way up one more time. And as you exhale, we'll twist and turn to the left. Right hand hooks to the left knee, left hand comes in behind you, lengthen through that spine. Breathing here. Oh, that feels so good. Take one more big breath in. Nice job. Exhale, come to center. Make your way into your tabletop. Okay, so coming onto those hands and those knees, transitioning, whatever that looks like for you. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Spread them even a little bit wider. Really reach and spread. That's going to nicely stretch through those forearms for you. Toes can be tucked or untucked at the back, your choice. Coming into your cat and cows when you are ready. So noticing here as you inhale, lifting through that tail, looking up as high as you can, opening the front of the body, and then as you exhale, tucking round, opening up the back of the body here. So we want to create that as much space as we can. And maybe you'll notice this morning, or whenever this is for you, to take that pause. So if cat feels really good, stay there for a little bit extra. If cow feels really good, stay there for a little bit extra. Do what you need. We're going through 3 full times. Maybe you're already done if you didn't take a pause. So maybe choose one and pause, stay there until we're all there. This is my 3rd one right here. Breathing as you move. And then once you've completed all 3, we'll come back into our neutral tabletop. All right, so in neutral, we want to make sure that belly button's pulled up and in with a nice flat back. Tuck your toes if they're not already there. We're just going to gently lift those knees off of the mat 1 or 2 inches. So that's where we can really start to check in with that core. We're going to breathe here for 5, 4. Keep the knees nice and close to that mat, just a little inch off. 3, 2, and 1. Lift the hips up and back down, dog. Maybe you need to walk those hands a little bit further forward. We want to take a nice little pedal here in your down dog. The first down dog of the day always feels good for the backs of those legs. Good, and from here, we'll all come high on those tippy toes. Bend through your knees, look to your hands, take a nice big step forward to the front of your space. Good. Inhale, flat back, hands to shins. Exhale, release and fold. Good. Do that 3 more times. Inhale, lengthen through the crown, through the tail. Exhale to fold. 1 more. Nope, 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, that feels good. 1 more time. Breath in, hands to shins. Really lengthen through that spine. Exhale, release, and fold. Good. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up to standing. We're not going to stay this round. We're going to go right away. Forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, hands to shins. Lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step back to your plank. Okay, take that nice pause in the plank. So same concept when we're in table. It can also be modified plank with those knees down, but we want to think of nice engagement through that core. Okay, take 1 more breath. Good. Everybody can lower those knees down and lower yourself all the way to the belly. Untuck those feet at the back, toes down. Tense the fingertips at the side, baby cobra. 4 times here. In breath, lift. Exhale, release. 3 more. In breath. Exhale. Going at your own breath pace. Last 2 right here. In breath to lift. Exhale to lower. And going at your range of motion. Last one here, in breath. Exhale, release. Hands slide back underneath the chest and shoulders. Press yourself up and back to a nice child's pose. Hips come back towards heels. Walk those hands far forward. Release the forehead down to the mat. Notice how that feels for the shoulders. Notice how it feels for the low back and hips. Taking 1 more breath in here. And then slowly make your way back to table. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back down. Dog. Nice job, everybody. Okay, we're gonna take those feet about shoulder distance apart in your down dog. Maybe give a nice little micro bend to lift those hips nice and high. That feels good, getting a nice little stretch there. And then slowly walk your hands back to meet your feet at the back of your mat. Just coming into a little rag doll, just opening up that back body. Grabbing a hold of either elbow if that feels good for you. Release the head, release the shoulders. Release it all. Soft bend through those knees. Maybe a sway from right to left if that feels good for you. Maybe you want to release those hands and take them in behind the lower legs and the calf area. Just giving that nice little forward fold. Take 1 more big breath in here. And then walk those hands back out. All right, making your way back into your plank position. A nice strong plank here. Take 1 big inhale once you've made it. Option to lower those knees, chaturanga. Lower down, in breath, upward dog or baby cobra. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Nice job. Okay, let's take those toes up once, lift the heels once again. Come onto those toes, bend the knees. Take a nice look forward, step into those hands. Take a breath in, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, release, fold. In breath, circle, sweep those arms all the way up to standing. Exhale, release down to heart center. Okay, so now we are in our standing. Got some little heat going on here. Let's release those hands behind us. Interlace the fingers once they are there. Press down and back. So opening up through that chest. Now maybe for you, staying here feels excellent and feels good and enough. Maybe you want to lift those hands further away to get a little bit more into biceps, shoulders, whatever that feels like for you. You can also lift the gaze all the way up towards the ceiling, opening up that front chest and neck a little bit more. We breathe here for 3. For 2, and for 1. Okay, slowly release that back down to your low back if they aren't already. Release the interlace, take the hands to the low back, fingertips down. Slide those elbows back a little bit more. We're gonna come even maybe into a bit more of a back bend here. Now, if that doesn't feel good for you, you can just stay standing, open through the chest by squeezing those elbows back. All of that feels really, really good. Take 1 more inhale. Good. Exhale. Release those hands. Inhale those arms to come all the way up overhead. Exhale, release, and forward fold. Inhale to your flat back, hands to shins, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back to your plank. Okay, we're going to give that nice pause once again in that plank. I want you to really think of pressing into those hands, tightening through the legs, maybe shifting a little bit higher onto those tippy toes, maybe not. All right, let's lower those knees down gently towards the floor. If you need to, chaturanga. You can also stay on your toes if that feels good. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale it back to your downward facing dog. Sweeping the left leg nice and high, coming into a 3-legged dog. Lift left leg nice and high, pointing through that toe. Press back. So you want to thinking of pressing back into that right heel as much as you can. All right, let's sweep that leg forward and through, planting it in between those hands. Rotate that back foot to come into a warrior one stance. Okay, sweep the arms up when you are ready. Warrior one stance. What does that look like? 45 on that right foot. Left knee is right over those left toes. It was like, what's the word I'm looking for? Sweep those arms up overhead. Nice and strong warrior one. All right, turning those hands to face inwards, pinkies turn in. I'm noticing that you can't even see my fingers. Let's just tilt this up slightly. Slightly, okay. Breathing here, one more breath in. Good, let's take those hands in behind us, interlace them once again. Same concept here, open up the chest and the shoulders. Those hands can rest down behind you or lift them up to open through that chest. Take one more breath in right here. And then coming into humble warrior, shifting that upper body forward towards that knee as much as you can, lifting those arms up behind you as much as you can, relaxing the head down, taking one more big breath in right there. Ooh, that feels good. All right, let's slowly come all the way back up to our warrior one, reach the arms all the way up. Okay, leave the arms by the biceps, by the ears. See, words are definitely hard. We're gonna slowly shift ourselves forward into that left leg. Take off of that right foot, coming into warrior three, a nice balance pose here. Now maybe that right leg needs to support and the toes are down, or maybe you can really press into that right heel, that right foot. Again, draw in that core just like you would in your tabletop and plank. Take one more breath in right here. Sweep the arms beside you, palms to face down. Good, inhale the arms back up overhead. Exhale to sweep them beside you. We're gonna do that one more time, nice and slow. Stretch the fingers, really reach. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, back to runner's arms. Now you're gonna leave those runner's arms there because we're gonna bend into that left leg to take the right toes down to come into runner's lunge. Now you might have to do a little adjustment here. We're gonna continue with that sweep, arms up, arms down, as you exhale and inhale in runners. Okay, left leg is gonna start to fire for sure. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, runners. And we got that one more time. Shifting that weight as much as you can into that left leg. Nice long body here. And as you exhale on the third one, leave the arms there. Good. Pause in that runners. Shifting that left knee slightly further forward. Sweep the arms back up once again. Pivot on the back foot now to come into warrior two legs. So you've pivoted on that back right foot to make it so that it reaches the short edge of your mat. Maybe a little wiggle to deepen that lunge if that feels good for you. Relax the shoulders down. Give a slight tuck in that tail. Sink deeper into that left leg. Your left heel should be in line with the arch of that right foot. So nice and deep here. Relax the shoulders. Woo! Okay. You ready? Breathe in, reach the arms all the way up. Extend through that left leg. Exhale to return to warrior two. Lots of little flows here today. Inhaling and exhaling out of those poses. Moving with the arms. Moving with the breath. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. One more time. Breath in. Sink as deep as you can into that warrior two. Pause there. Hold. Relax the shoulders. Gaze comes over those left fingers. Taking a breath in, nice and tight through that core. Take one more inhale. Cartwheel those arms to the front of your mat. Pivot on the back right toe. Step the left foot back to meet the right. You're in your high plank. Option to be in that modified plank with those knees down on the mat. Take one more inhale there. Whoosh, that left leg is a firing. Let's lower down into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or baby cobra. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Nice job, everybody. Okay, back in that beautiful downward dog. We'll sweep the right leg this time. Nice and high, three-legged dog. Again, we want to press into that left heel. Lift that leg as high as you can. Take one big breath. Sweep that leg forward and through. Planting it in between those hands. Pivot the left foot to prepare for your warrior one. This side, okay. Woo. Some serious heat this morning for over here. Okay, so we're deep bend into that right knee, right in line with those toes, back left foot, 45. Nice breath here. Big inhale, big exhale, slight tuck of that tail to keep that core active. Take one more breath. And then we come into the interlace in behind. See if you can interlace the opposite way. And if not, that's okay. All right, so those hands can be resting or we can lift them up slightly away from the low back. Whatever option feels good for you, opening through that chest and through those shoulders. Taking one more big breath in right here. Exhale, humble warrior. Shoulder, right shoulder drops towards that knee. Release the head, release the neck. Lifting those arms up overhead. Breathe here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Nice job. Inhale to come back to warrior 1. Sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Good. Leave them there. Shift yourself slightly forward to the right foot. Lift off the left toes. Coming into your warrior 3. Okay, balancing. Always tricky. Okay. Noticing how that feels for you. Ooh, okay. Arms are overhead. Again, drawing in through that core, we sweep those arms. Take an inhale, reach the arms further overhead. Exhale, sweep them beside you, palms to face down. And again, if the balance is super off today, touch the left toes down nice and light. You're still going to be engaging through that right leg with stability. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to runner's arms. We've got it. One more breath right here. Okay. At your own pace, inhale overhead. Exhale, arms to runners. You're going to leave the arms where they are. Bend into the right leg. And then slowly bring the left toes down. Long line here. So crown of head, hips, and heel all in a line. Press into that right leg as much as you can. Okay. We breathe, lengthen, all of that good stuff. Start flowing with the arms. Inhale overhead. Exhale to runners. The right leg should be starting to fire up here. Inhale overhead. Exhale by your side. All right, we got one more here. In breath, reaching it up. Exhale, runners. Leave the arms there. Pause in that runners. I knew I was this way for a reason. All right, inhale to come all the way back up to the high lunge. Pivot on the back left foot to come into your warrior 2. If I was facing the other way, I'd be facing my back wall. Not fun. Deep knee bend into that right knee. Relax the shoulders down. Sometimes we create that tension. Let them come down. Slightly tuck that tail. Keep your gaze over top of those right fingers as much as you can. Start to flow here. In breath, arms up, lengthen through the right leg. Exhale, sit deep. We've got 3 more of those on your own breath. Inhale to come up. Exhale, deep knee bend. Last 2, inhale. Exhale. Taking your time, no rush here. In breath up. Exhale, warrior 2. That is your last one. Hold your warrior 2 just for a breath. Inhale and out. Cartwheel those arms all the way around, pivoting on that back left toe. Step back into your plank. When you are ready, pause in your plank. Remember, you can be on the knees for a modified plank here if you need it. Take one more inhale in that nice plank. Option to lower those knees, chaturanga. In breath, upward dog or baby cobra. Take it back to a wide child's pose. So take those knees nice and wide, hips towards heels. Press down through the, like think of armpits towards mat. All right, making that space, resting the forehead down on the mat. Staying here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Good. Shifting yourself forward and through. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Nice job, everybody. Oh, that feels good. Okay, let's come high on the tippy toes. Bend the knees, look to the hands, take a nice big step forward. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. In breath, circle sweep those arms all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands down towards heart center. Okay, we're gonna come into a nice little opener here. Balance and opener. Okay, we're gonna take the left hand towards the left hip, right hand to come towards the top of the foot. All right, so you have the option here. We're gonna come into dancers. All right, so gives a nice little opener. You can stay in quad stretch. If you can take the hand to the inside arch of the foot, even better. If that's uncomfortable for you, keep it to the outside. Sweep the left hand arm all the way up now overhead. And then as you shift yourself forward, kick into that right foot. Now maybe it looks like this for you. Perfect. We're gonna get a nice stretch through that hip and that quad. Maybe you can reach a little bit more and kick into that foot a little bit more, maybe. Staying in quad stretch is also perfect. Thinking of squeezing through the glutes, tucking through that tail. We're staying in this balance pose for 3. Find your drishti, that focus point, for 2. And for 1. Okay, slowly come back up into standing. You're still balancing on that left foot. Okay, slowly release that leg. Take both hands to your hips and swing that leg forward and through. A little counter work. So you're pressing into that foot, thinking of lengthening through that left leg. Breathing here for 3. Some challenging hip flexion for 2. See if you can lift a little higher. Release that leg down. Good, we're gonna come into a little flow for the other side. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, release and fold. In-breath, hands to shins, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back, plank pose. 1 breath, pause. Lower down, chaturanga. Exhale. In-breath, upward dog or baby cobra. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Right away from your down dog, come high on those tippy toes, bend the knees, look to the hands. Big step or hop to the front of your space. In-breath, hands to shins, lengthen. Exhale, release and fold. Circle sweep those arms all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Other side, okay. Hand to hip to start. Grabbing a hold of what feels good for you for that dancer's grip. All right, whether that's inside or outside of that foot. Inhale that right arm to come up overhead. Lengthen here. Maybe you're staying here. If you are kicking into that foot, start shifting in through the upper body. Kick into that left leg. Okay. This side is much trickier for me. My balance on the right leg is always challenging. All right, finding that focus point, that drishti point for you. We breathe here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Slowly come back to standing. Slowly release that left leg, taking those hands to hips, swinging that leg through, press through the right foot, and then extend and lift through that left leg as much as you can, pulling in through that core to lift the leg for 3, for 2, release that leg down. Take a big breath in, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, release and fold. Good. In-breath, hands to shins, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back, plank pose. This is your final flow for today. All right, option to lower those knees if you need to in that plank, chaturanga. In-breath, upward dog or baby cobra. Take it back to a narrow child's pose. So bring those knees to touch and then push back into those hips. Okay, some beautiful opener through that low back. Taking 1 more breath. And then coming forward into your table, we'll swing those legs to the front of the mat. Okay, now this is if you have blocks, have those handy, one on either side, if you have them. I'm gonna show for both options. All right, so just have them beside the hips on either side. All right, for everyone, we're gonna take those heels into the mat and flex through those toes. So nice legs, bent legs. Reach the arms forward, palms facing in. And then give yourself a slight lean back with the upper body. So we're coming into a nice little boat modified here. Now, if you feel good, you can lift those heels off of the mat. So we're gonna work on a little bit of core before we make our way down. Breathing in your boat. Big inhale, big exhale. Okay, so stay in your boat. I'm gonna show the next little guide. We're gonna take those hands to our blocks. We're gonna press the heels down, and we're gonna try to lift ourselves out of our hips off of the floor. Now, some of you with longer arms, you might be able to do fingertips on the mat to lift those hips. If that doesn't feel good for you, you come into a reverse table. We breathe here for 3, we're almost there. Boat pose for 2. And for 1, now you're gonna lift those hips. I was demoing, sorry if you did it already. You can come back into boat just if you were ahead. Otherwise, lift those hips, breathe here, press into those hands. Maybe you can lift off 1 leg. There's a challenge. Maybe you can lift off both legs. Challenge yourself. 1 more big breath. Lower the hips down, release the blocks or fingertips, come back into your boat pose. Okay, point or flex those toes, active. We breathe, we're almost there. We're gonna do that all 1 more time. Big breath in, big breath out. Option for a reverse table or use the blocks or fingertips by your side to lift the hips off of the floor. Reverse table is the next option. We breathe here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Nice job. Lower the hips back down. Lengthen the legs back out in front of you. Flex through the toes, legs are together. Take a big breath in, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, release, and forward fold over those legs. Shins, toes, soles of feet. Maybe it's a bend through those knees to really forward fold and pull that belly towards the chest. Taking one more big breath in, right here, opening up the back body. Nice job. Okay, from here, we're coming back into seated. We take those heels nice and wide to the edges, corners of your mat. Inhale those arms to come to parallel once again, just like boat pose. Sit nice and tall, and then tuck that tail. Give yourself that nice slow roll down. All right, just taking your time, vertebrae by vertebrae as you make your way down. Breathing, maybe you give yourself a little pause halfway. Maybe you're already down. That's okay as well. You get to choose where you are at, making your way all the way down. If you would like to add in a happy baby, feel free. If you would like to make your way directly into your Shavasana, which always feels good after some serious hard work. I got a nice little sweat and glow on there this morning. We come right back into stillness. If you chose happy baby, stay there as long as you need and then make your way to your Shavasana when you are ready. Once again, you have the option here to turn the palms up and or down. You can also have your hands to the belly and to the heart. You can have those arms up overhead. What I would like you to focus on though is deep breathing, truly coming back to connection to the self, and focusing on that stillness for you. Taking up the space, taking up as much as you need. All of it, all of it. Okay. And as you breathe in your Shavasana, we stay here, we connect, we breathe. All right. And I'm just going to leave you with a small little message this morning. Where is my message here? Okay, here we go. It's super easy. It's super straightforward. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. Okay, we can take that and apply that to many areas of our life. Occasional versus consistent work, whether that's on mental health, physical health, what we eat, who we spend time with, all of those beautiful things in life. Consistency is key. And sometimes we just need a fresh start. And this is a fresh year, so maybe you can choose that goal or motivation for yourself. Mondays are great starts. I love them. A good place to be. Let's slide those ankles to touch when you are ready. You are welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you would like. Otherwise, inhale those arms up overhead, just as we began that long body stretch. Inhale. Choosing the side to roll over onto, coming into a little fetal position, leaving that bottom arm to rest the head. Take that pause. Think of where you can add in more consistency to your life in this pause. One area, super small. And then slowly pressing yourself up when you are ready to a seated position. Crossing those legs once you get there. Enjoying that. Let's take one last community breath in together. Sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Palms touch at the top. Exhale down to heart center. Namaste, everyone. Giving yourself a little bow of gratitude. Amazing, amazing job showing up for yourself. We are here. We are back. We have that 5 weeks together. All of the fun to come. I hope you guys enjoyed that this morning. Thanks for coming out to Centennia. We'll see you guys soon. Wednesdays. This is new. Wednesdays. We've got lower body this week. Bye, everybody.